immediately. Yeah, they're just very swift, removing Leoric from the draft. Tempo Storm.
It's got to be Zeratul, right? You can't give Glaurung Zeratul.
I would.
He's a threat on that hero.
Yeah, he is. At this moment, Tempo Storm has to rally together. They need to get amped up for this game. They live together, get that mentality high, and bring it back. We want good games. That is all we care about when we cast Heroes of the Storm. Zagara will be banned. Zeratul on the table will be picked up immediately.
They're playing with fire.
But we're going to have the double mage for Tempo. Should be Jaina Kael'thas here to round out those 5 that we tend to see. There's ice, there's fire.
The pressure's on. Glaurung, what tools will he have to work with to put that threat to the back line? We're probably going to see a double warrior out of Temple Storm. They have more than enough damage with these two ranged casters.
Do they go Johanna Asmo?
A Dragonshire. God, that
Strong on the
yeah, you know they very much could. Okay, we're going to see the Malfurion.
Johanna.
There's the Johanna.
They put the
they
threat.
could force out an Asmodan
The ban should happen on Asmo.
Temple Storm knows that they're setting up for this. You know, they could have grabbed it.
Yeah, and Malfurion's in denial. There's the Asmo ban.
This still allows them to get... Oh, Abathur.
Yeah,
Temple Storm will be forced to take Abathur?
Yeah.
Do they do it?
They
Even
ban Muradin. Muradin is very smart. That's directed towards stronger Zeratul play to remove Muradin.
Tassadar is also a possibility. They don't have to go for the double warrior. Tassadar does do well.
Yeah, that's true.
Against Zeratul. Puts him with a very significant back line. In a lot of...
Uther has been grabbed.
There's
Tass.
Okay.
Right. Should be an Abathur play. Tyrande, Tyrael. Ooh,
okay.
Very aggressive instead. Not Abathur's strongest map. That's something to point out.
Now, we've seen the Tyrael play, especially as the side warrior in yesterday's games. When Cognitive fell to Zevran, I think it was game number 2 that they were playing on Cursed Hollow. They had Falstad in their lineup, but the Tyrael play was on point.
Anubarak, solo warrior, a very uncommon pickup. The options were Anub, Arthas, and they go for Anub.
So there's a lot to talk about. Zeratul obviously has to get to that back line to lock out.
Who is Zuna going to be playing? One of the mages?
Jaina. Yeah, he'll be on Jaina.
Okay.
We're going to have probably, well, KO Tassadar or Arthlon Tassadar, either of those. Those two will be one or the other, I'm not sure who. Looks like I see KO in the lobby on Tassadar.
Okay.
That will put Arth on the Kael'thas.
Technically game 1, but it will count as game 2. Cognitive. Setting up 1-0 here in the lower bracket finals. This is Tempo Storm's tournament life. Dragonshire, known as one of their best maps in the history of the team. They have double mage.
What am I looking at? Jake, what does that last line in the lobby say?
Sec bio?
Sec bio.
They were, yeah.
Excuse me? All right.
Ready. That was quick. Zuna just
Yeah.
found a trash can and went for it.
He knew everybody was waiting. This is... Get that dumpster ready, because we are going. We are going into game number 2. Have to stress that again if you guys are just tuning in. Cognitive has the 1-game advantage because Tempo Storm decided to make themselves rather unavailable for over 45 minutes. So
unfortunate scenario.
Rules are rules, and they now have that advantage going into the series. So Cognitive, this is... Oh, also, I'm told this is the first time they're meeting up since Glaurung has joined Cognitive in tournament.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
wow, that's
actually a big deal.
And we have to point that out. Glaurung was replaced by Zuna, formerly Tempo Storm. But on the left side, that is going to be Cognitive with shot on Tyrande, Silo playing Johanna, Hospital on Tyrael, Glaurung playing the Zeratul and Iacona, rounding out the team as Malfurion.
On the right side of the battleground, we have Dreadnought on the Uther. Arthlon will be playing Kael'thas. KO on Tassadar. Soldier will be playing the Nubarak. And Zuna is on the Jaina.
The stakes are high. This is the lower bracket finals here for Kings of the Storm. And it is currently 1-0 for Cog, as we have said. In terms of talents, Moonburn, additional lane clear on the Malfurion, everything else pretty standard. It will be the Scion Fusion, mana retention here for Tassadar.
Likely to see Soldier rotate up to that top lane And it looks as though it's going to be Malfurion also. They're usually the solo laners, the safe solo laners are put up into that rotation. You see quite a few of the regen globe style talents picked up. A Conjurer's Pursuit and a Regen Master on the side of Temple Storm. 2 Regen Masters. And it's a big deal. You can rotate very quickly between the lanes, get a lot of efficiency for those talents. We don't see the Mana Addict, which is peculiar. And again, that's something that's kind of just stylistically, Temple Storm does not go for that talent. You know, if there's any Battleground to grab it on, I'd say it's this one.
Yeah, I would have to agree. All right, Condemn pulling in, looking for to eliminate those minions. Pretty aggressive positioning thus far for Tempo Storm. They've been looking to get, the early takedowns if at all possible. Hospital will get away. Now Zuna is a bit out of position. Will they try to turn this? Hunter's thrown down. Little Flare will be whiffed. Cognitive does have to back on out.
That was a very confident move forward.
Shot.
And they might be rewarded for this. He gets the heal at the last second, and the Psy Storm is what's able to clean up this initial takedown. These are more important than you guys might think. Yes, you don't get a lot of experience with these takedowns, but it's all the statements that are being made.
Wow.
Glowing falls here too.
Tempo's got to be feeling good about this, coming out of this game, coming into the gates like this, taking out 2 heroes right off the bat. They're controlling the top shrine. Anubarak will be able to hold this versus Iacona. Burrow charging in very aggressively, forcing him off, saying this is my temple. Bottom already has Arthon and KO in position.
So not something we get to see all that often, but Impale, Burrow Charge, Gravity Lapse, and Hammer of Justice, if rotated well from Temple Storm, there's a threat there. It's not your traditional stun out style combination of heroes, but it's a very real threat. Temple Storm already showing that they are willing to posture with that exact combination.
All right. Both shrines being held right now by Temple Storm. Temple Storm rotating to the top. Iacona gonna fall as well. 3 takedowns before the 2.5-minute marker. Incredibly aggressive game. Great start by Temple Storm.
This is the style of Tempo Storm that we didn't get to see earlier today. This very solid early game, just the aggressive play. All of this, it's constant. They're just going around and picking Cognitive apart. Seems like they did have a bit of a pep talk. A first dragon. 2 minutes, 45 seconds into the game, Zuna will be in the cockpit. And wailing away.
Full level advantage, 4 takedowns to 0. Dragon are going to continue to push this lead even further ahead. Tempo Storm, a magnificent start thus far. They're splitting up, maximizing their soak potential. They can put a lot of pressure even on this bottom lane with the Dragon in the middle.
It's all about taking those towers down. They're just looking to extend this lead, like you were mentioning. Level 4 talents picked up. I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me as too crazy. Well, the Gravity Lapse upgrade. Nether wins? There we go. Yep. Increases the range and speed by 30%.
Nice route on Soldier, but Burrow Charge will allow him to escape, getting out of harm's way with just a tiny bit of life remaining. The Dragon didn't accomplish all that much, but is still being a bit of an annoyance, forcing 2 heroes to defend 1.
Yeah, that's a big deal too.
Yeah, and Tempo is in position to grab these bruisers on their side of the map.
Okay, they do take that mercenary camp, looking to apply that extra pressure in the top lane. A lot of focus going. Yeah, that shield at the last second.
Yeah,
well
would
played.
have actually sealed the deal if it did connect without the heal.
Chitinous plating upgrade. Is that the spike shields at 7, Jake?
For Anu?
Yes. That's a very interesting one. Not something we see all that often.
Yeah, very cool.
Frost armor. That's directly a counter to Zeratul. Yeah. Allows any hero that damages Jaina at that point, the next auto attack reduced by 75%.
Static charge here for Tassadar. Again, more aggression. Both healers did get cleansed. The double battle momentum on the Warriors for Cognitive, and the Lunar Flare will whiff on Soldier, hearthing back home as he is completely out of mana at this point in time. They will need to rotate 1 hero to the top lane to soak that experience.
So the reason I say that's interesting to get the spiked shield, the Carapace upgrade, is that he's solo warrior. He has to tank Psylol actually now. To carry his position. Glaurung is out to throw a lot of damage out. Gets the blink back. Arthon taking a lot of damage once more. Dreadnought on point with.
They're turning this around. They're going to go for Stun Hospital. Should end up falling. Yes, he goes down. Gravity Lapse actually connecting on Johanna. Additional damage. Lunar Flare whiffs everything. Tempo Storm, they're sitting up 5-0 at this point in time. Well on their way to level 10. They are in beautiful positioning.
Have that level experience lead.
Beautiful positioning, Gooby. That's some of the best English I've ever spoken in my life.
Oh yeah. What are we expecting to see at level 10? Anything weird?
No.
No. It's
No, they're going to play standard.
Yeah, Divine Shield. Maybe the weirdest thing we might see would be Web Blast.
Yeah, but even they need the additional sustain, I think.
I would think so.
With the Solo Warrior.
Yep.
All right, bottom Bruiser. Tempo Storm is playing hyper confident. Every opportunity they have, they're just going for mercenary camps, just really maximizing this. That's going to give them level 10 Divine Shield, Water Elemental, Phoenix, Archon, and the final pick they're thinking about. It could be Web Blast, could be Locust Swarm. He's probably just debating with the team as to which they should go for. They control the bottom shrine. Top shrine soldier.
Maybe they'll wait.
Oh, he's gonna get it. Nice stall.
There's a possibility. Okay, they might have waited to see if it was for some reason sanctification. I don't think that would be the case.
Yeah.
I think Locust Swarm is the smart choice.
Yep.
They need the extra sustain for the Solo Warrior.
All right, Silo just taking a bit of light pressure here. Bottom Temple will be recaptured by Tempo Storm, and they're sending Tassadar to mid, but he will be greeted by Tyranda's Hospital and Silol, all forcing him off this temple, while Iacona is able to capture the top shrine.
Level 10 picked up. We have Judgment, Starfall, Blessed Hammer, Blessed Shield, excuse me, Tranquility, and the Void Prison. Maybe we'll see Blessed Hammer.
Someday.
Level 16, maybe. Okay,
all right,
this might
pickups.
provide...
they now have that combo,
Yeah.
VP. They can set that up, they can find big plays, lock people out of the Void Prison using the Blessed Shield to try to get big takedowns, but Glaurung taking a lot of damage, forced to use the Void Prison to just stay alive. This does have water down as well.
Gets self-cleanse almost instantly. The stun not quite in time. So, I will challenge Cognitive to say we're going to learn a lot about how the rest of this entire game will transpire based on the next fight. To see whether the synergy's there. Can they break Tempo Storm's backline? And so much is relying on that.
Yeah.
Is the Judgment follow-up with Zeratul?
Ooh.
Is it there?
They're hunting. They're looking down bottom lane. They're not going to be able to pick off anyone, but they will be able to recapture this shrine. All the while, they see Shot is rotating up. Soldier trying to buy time will be disallowed with Silo moving up here. Can Burrow charge just in time if he did it now, but no, he's not going to use that. Oh, there it goes. Buying time to grab the Dragonite here. It is secured by KO.
7.5 minutes, and they're going in. They're looking to put some pressure on this mid lane.
Second dragon.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Nice start here for Temple. Still well ahead. One level lead, but Cognitive has kind of gotten their grasp on this game. But Arth falling very low. The Burrow charge almost saving him. Zeratul does go down as well, so that's a 1-for-1 trade.
Trade it up, but that's not the type of play you want to make while a dragon is pushing for the enemy team. KO will be successful in taking out this first fort. That will push them forward to level 13. You can see some additional talents grab. Probably a Shrink Ray. Maybe a Carapace upgrade for...
Yeah. Shrink Ray is just about guaranteed on Uther.
Could be Burning Rage too. No, it is a Carapace upgrade.
Okay. More additional shielding. There's Flamethrower, Tassadar. Yeah, I'd expect so, but sometimes Tempo doesn't actually go for it. If they're hyper-confident, well, not the case today.
I don't even know if it's a confident issue. They know they're dealing with Glaurung. They're Glaurung on the Zeratul. Yeah. He's looking for picks. If you don't grab prescience, it makes Tassadar into a target.
It does. You're right. That's a good point. All right, well, they are getting these Giants. They're soaking all three lanes. They have the level advantage still, but level 13 around the corner for Cognitive at this point in time.
We'll put pressure on. They have the mercenary camps that will be threatening the bottom lane very shortly. Dreadnought the aggressive one.
Yeah.
With Zuna.
Moving in, looking in.
Nowhere nearby.
Shrink Ray. He does have a Druid's Might.
Look how scared Cognitive is playing, though.
They have to.
Yeah.
It's 6-1. It's a very aggressive tempo, an angry tempo in a lot of ways.
Wormhole being a big deal now adds a lot to Glaurung's capability to get to the backline safely, throw some damage down, and get back out.
And Overflowing Light does add a lot of sustain to the team. Lunaflare will be whiffed. KO a little bit low on the backline, but it is Tassadar, a hard target to eliminate. Right now, they have Arthlon just kind of trying to soak two lanes at once. He's a very strong target, and we do see Johanna and Zeratul rotating down towards him. He realizes he might be at risk, but the roots connect. Gravity Left's buying him the time he needs. Blessed Shield goes out. Can they get the takedown? Condemn pulls him in, and they do secure the kill.
That was all about the snap call from Silol to use the Blessed Shield. They are valuing that takedown so much, more than the cooldown. He'll be back up before Blessed Shield is, but I think this gives him a good opportunity to put more pressure on. Glaurung leading the charge in the front line. Lunar Flare not connecting with KO.
Nice.
Divine Shield forced out.
Yeah.
We're going to see Dreadnought backing up behind the wall.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. I mean, the roots were in the perfect place to really deny them, but Soldier will be able to capture this top shrine. That'll disallow a very quick Dragon Knight, buying time for Arthlon to respawn on Kael'thas, and he did go back to base just to top off his mana pool, getting ready for another team fight.
Zuna a little overextended perhaps in the bottom lane.
Nice,
good
ice
ice
block.
block, yes. Well played from Zuna. Understanding the impending doom with the roots, the lunar flare, that was a scary spot to be in. Does buy time for the rest of the team to get to this position, to contest the shrine. Top shrine going the way of, I think it was Hospital, yep.
Hospital did capture that, but Arthlon is back alive, so Tempo back to full power. Still nearly a full level ahead. 16 is approaching, and that's when Kael'thas gets quite scary.
Still dancing over these shrines. Big representation from Tempo Storm in the bottom lane. Looking for that level 16.
Yeah.
And that's go time for Tempo.
Yeah, Zuna is happy to just start getting a little bit more aggressive. They're going to clean up these giants. 16 will be just shy when they fall, and one more wave will pick that up for them. They're not soaking well right now because they want to put themselves in this aggressive stance. They're ready for the team fight. They know they have the advantage, but it's so small. 16 almost here, and Zeratul Tyrell not responding because they just want to get that soak up.
Yeah, the powered up Flame Strike with the Ignite provides so much more of a threat.
Hard and focus. I like this call a lot, but it's going to make Malfurion a bit more of a target than normally would be to try to tip away. If he's not topped off well, he's not going to get that benefit from the talent.
He's at 80% HP. The root being thrown down in a counter stun from Soldier, whiffing.
Holy ground. Got to talk about that as well. You can make massive plays. Really use that to block out lanes and try to segment the opponents from your team. Specifically, Zeratul could be big plays, but the Burrow Charge goes in. So much damage from the Flame Strike. Void Prison buying time. Those Locusts are being stalled out, but the heals are keeping Arthlon standing. Can they keep him alive? Holy Ground blocking his path, trying to segment him into a bad position, but not going to happen. It's going to be Johanna that falls.
Okay, Zuna a little bit under pressure, taking some damage from Hospital, and he's got to hold on to that until afterwards. I don't think that's enough damage for him to fall. Very close. Gets back up. Glauron will be taken out as well. Soldier just needs the extra stun, and there it is.
All right, the heal came through from Tirana to keep him alive. Sentinel just clipping Arthlon, stalling his approach to that top shrine to try to pick up a Dragon Knight here. Tempo Storm, though, taking a 2-for-0 in that fight.
Okay, Arthlon rotating up to the top shrine, looking to get themselves another Dragon Knight. Tempo Storm is willing to put a lot more damage out with this one. We're talking 13 minutes into the game, cleaning up the remaining fort, very likely, and probably taking out remaining walls for the keeps.
The Dragon Knights get more and more powerful as the game progresses, so that's the big story. The Sentinel did get shot out, and they did manage to capture the bottom temple. So when Arthlon did rotate up, well, there's no dragon for them at this moment.
Good cleanse, just to make sure Glauron is able to get out. The roots being thrown up for
cleanse on Uther as well, but that's 2 cleanse cooldowns on the table right now. Zuna, do we have Divine Shield? Yeah, so if there are any dicey situations, they're going to go for Zuna, but he does have Divine Shield. Going again, we need that now, not on time. Dreadnought has to use that on himself.
The Holy
Ground
Ground
to get here.
is stopping him from getting out.
Huge Holy Ground.
And the body blocks are on point. We see the Judgment going in, and Dreadnought is going to get eliminated.
Cog bites back, getting 2 big takedowns here in the bottom lane.
Okay, their next sites are being sent to mid lane. KO has to get out. They're rotating up to this top shrine. Hospital holding ground in the bottom lane. 2 heroes represent Arthlon, trying to poke away.
All right, Holy Ground again, just buying time. Beautiful use here by Hospital. That talent is so powerful in these kind of scenarios. There is no escape, but has he overstayed his welcome? 3v2 in favor of the good damage coming out from Arthlon.
Not able to sustain enough. They need to force him back off this. Going to be a dragon picked up for Cognitive in just a moment. There it is, Silal entering, looking to bounce back in this game. Structurally, at the very least, 2 forts down on Cognitive side, and they need to answer back.
That's their first dragon of this game. I mean, Cognitive has made the plays at 16. We talk about the power spike that exists for just damage output for Arthlon, but the control that Hospital's providing for his team is really working out thus far.
I'm a big fan of that Holy Ground, I have to say, especially with the changes to Blood for Blood. Going down to 10% damage, no more slow. We're seeing a lot more Tyraels pick this on particular battlegrounds as well, whereas some of the corridors are a bit more narrow. There's some arguments to grab it on this map, and I would say they're making great use of it.
And this is really allowing them to catch up in experience. Glauron finds KO in the back, doesn't opt to go for it. Tesla are very hard to take out, a bit more risk than reward in that scenario.
Dragon being dealt with in the top lane, taking a lot of damage from Zuna. Soldier kind of holding him in place. The root There is a Relentless attached to the Dragon, that's why you see him marching out of that very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, but, I mean, the damage has been done. They've caught up in experience. The quest to 20 will probably still be won by Tempo Storm, but not by much.
Dragon is out. Yeah, but just that half-level lead. Very close game thus far, even with the strong start from Tempo Storm, taking that 5-0 takedown lead. Tempo Storm picking up the additional Mercenary Camp. KO blocking Sentinel.
Okay, they're rotating down. Tempo Storm, they just want to hit level 20 before they get a team fight. Picking up these Giants seems like the safe play to do, but they say otherwise. You got to be careful for that Holy Ground. You see the respect there. They just back away. Force them off that point with Holy Ground. The Giants were stolen.
Level thanks for the Giants.
Yeah. All right, Hardened Shield, Redemption, Bolt, and Twilight Archon. Tempo Storm, if they can find a fight at this moment, they will. They're happy to go in towards Holy Ground. You have to think about it right there.
And they're just bouncing right back. Are you going to take our Giants? We'll take yours. We're going, and they have the advantage with the Storm talents. So
courteous.
Very nice of them.
Okay, well, they're going to go pick up the bottom Bruisers, but this is just going to give the time for level 20 to be attained here. Glauron cleaning up this top lane, level 20.
The timing is convenient, I will say. For Tempo Storm, the fact that they're able to reach out, take the offensive Giants and these Bruisers in the bottom lane. Nexus Blades picked up on Glauron. Keep an eye on that. Ooh, Storm Shield from Malfurion, Indestructible, Rewind, and Hardened Shield.
Nexus Blades is going to add a lot more power. We do often see a lot of Rewind, but just a little bit shy from stealing these. Would you see the
Burrow Charge is out!
Ground.
He's done!
No Burrow Charge. The Rewind not going to be able to save him here because he did not pick it up this game. He went for the Hardened Focus.
No, The Judgment being thrown down. The Cleanse anywhere nearby the Ice Block. That should buy time for Dreadnought to get in the Divine Shield. And then perhaps a Cleanse after, if necessary, is giving him the burst heals.
Nicely done.
The Storm.
But they're under heavy pressure. Nice Flame Strike going down, just kind of parting the seas, forcing them to play a little bit more passively. But it's going to be 12 seconds before those Shrines are available, and it's 40 seconds before Nubarak is back in action.
Very big deal. Bruisers pushing in the top lane. That was a very aggressive Burrow Charge. Especially not having taken Rewind, that type of play would be indicative of having grabbed that level 20 talent, but not the case. Dreadnought, Zuna, KO, Arthlon present in the top lane, looking to at least hold control of this while we see Soldier respawning.
Yeah, this is a great spot for Cognitive. They've really brought themselves back into this game at this point in time. KO taking light damage from Glauron. They're looking to get more aggressive, forcing out the Dimensional Warp, not going to be able to catch him with that Holy Ground.
Would have been a great catch. This will bully Tempo Storm off the top temple, or top shrine, excuse me, for the time being. Silo still trying to hold onto this bottom shrine while the rest of the members of Cognitive look to take the Dragon. They have control of both the shrines for the time being, and it's all going to come down to Silal. Is he able to hold them off? And the Dragon Knight is picked up 18.5 minutes into the game.
Now the mages are so vulnerable, they're not going to have the rotation of time. Bolt used by Arthlon, but the Judgment goes down. Divine Shield force, but this leaves Zuna incredibly vulnerable. Ice Block keeping him alive for the time being, but I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain through this. Bolt Storm getting out of there. Silo gets super low, but the Indestructible pops. Hospital goes down. That's one hero down on the side of Cognitive, but they do have the Dragon Knight.
I can't believe Zuna stayed alive throughout that. A very nice Ice Block, despite the fact that the Divine Shield had to be used on Arthlon. Still staying up. The heals, I gotta say, credits to Dreadnought for keeping everyone alive throughout that little scuffle. Still, though, the Dragon Knight is there. The threat looms for the time being. That should buy a lot of time for Hospital to get back up. They may not get a lot of pressure done, which is really what they were hoping to do, to get some ground back into this game number 2 of the Lure Bracket Finals.
And now they're forcing this Dragon to play hyper passive in the back line. I mean, the Dragon Knight wants to push forward, but he knows it's a risk. He still has 28 seconds left on his duration, just kind of trying to use that to push the lanes back.
Okay, both teams, a lot of representation in the mid lane. Another 15 seconds before Hospital's back up.
Very aggressive Bolt going in, no follow-up.
40 seconds before that ability is available again for Zuna. Hardened Shields were getting a lot done in that last battle. The Indestructible, Hardened Shield on Hospital, like they were staying alive way longer than they should have, able to apply pressure. Tyrael really becomes a different beast with that Holy Ground in terms of what he's able to accomplish position-wise in the team fights.
It's kind of like what Casticide used to be, but in a different effect. It's not an interrupt, but it's just so much control.
Yeah.
All right.
They've been making a lot of good use of that. A good rotation for Cognitive. So we're going to trade out Bruisers for Giants. They're rotating back. Silal trying to just distract for the time being. The Roots going forward. Holy Ground may be used to disrupt some of the enemy members.
Oh, but
and
the
once
Burrow
more,
charge is there. He does have Hunter's Mark on him, so it's a lot of damage he will take, but the Hardened Shield is keeping him alive. He does back off the Giants. So much damage from the Lunar Flare. Ice Block forced out. Divine Shield thrown onto Jaina, but in the top lane, it's the very low Archon trying to get another double-dimensional war prop. Bazuna gets hit by the...
What?
Oh, the heals, the cleanse in the last second. Dreadnought with massive plays. Can they save a Nubarak? I don't think so. He goes down.
Hospital gets a heal at the last second. Dreadnought looking to apply the extra bit of pressure to take this down. We have a 2-0 advantage for Cognitive this late in the game. They have Mercenary Camp switching out the bottom lane. Zuna is going to be able to escape for the time being. Glaurung, does he have the blink to get out? Dreadnought taking too much pressure. Does have the redemption up. Yes, he'll be back up. But only if they chase the root is going to be good. And Zuna will end up falling. Silo taking too much damage. He does have the Iron Skin up at the last second.
So the Living Bomb is going to do so much damage, almost get the takedown, but the Indestructible doesn't. Popping Dreadnought back up, going to look for the stuns. It's a 2v4 right now. This is so dicey. Dodges the Lunar Flare, going to be able to stay alive, but they are backing up. They're respecting the damage output of that Flame Strike with the Ignite.
Massively advantaged team fight, a 3-for-1. Really great rotations, honestly, from both sides. Dreadnought with the incredible plays. I'm just like throughout this entire match, he has saved so many of the members of his team. But the rotations and the stuns coming out from Cognitive have been so good throughout a lot of these fights, and they are battling back in this late game, something that we're not accustomed to seeing when you're facing against Tempo Storm.
I mean, they've snapped back. They've actually taken the experience lead. They're nearly 23, and those stats make a big difference in team fights. You can never underestimate the power of a level advantage, even without tributes. It's going to be two beautiful use there of the Holy Ground again. Both shrines being captured right now. Jaina trying to get this. Flame Strike going forward. Both the Storm was used. Arthlon realized this is too risky. It's going to be a Dragon I picked up by shot.
This is very late in the game, 22 minutes in. These dragons become very, very powerful this late in. They don't have any keeps down. So this is something where they can't just march right at the core. They have to posture, position, get the most value they can out of this. Tempo Storm needs to have the defense of their tournament life right now.
All right, the Dragon has made it here. The keep is going to fall no matter what, but Tempo Storm can defend. Nice start to the fight thus far, just throwing out the Impale, doing a lot of damage to the Dragonite from afar. Zuna in a nice position, but the Judgment is what we have to watch out for.
Okay, the root kind of zoning. Soldier under a lot of pressure. Glaurung blinking in, back out.
Side Storm, Blizzard, everything just being thrown. They're doing everything they can to stop the Dragonite. Shrink Ray, buying them a lot of time, forcing out as much damage as they can to remove that health bar.
Still another 45 seconds on this Dragon. I think they're going to back out, try to get some, at least lane clear value out of this.
Oh, that Holy Ground position is wonderful, forcing Zuna into a small chokehold. Zeratul dives in, dodges a singular spike cleave. Nothing done by Zeratul right
Keep
there.
in mind that when the Dragon does pop, if there are any members of Tempo Storm nearby, it's going to whip them around. It is... There it is, right there! Zuna into the root! Are you kidding me? The follow-up on that?
That's the weird bug that happens to Dragonshire right now, and they set it up with a beautiful Void Prison. Divine Shield goes up, Judgment in the backline. Both of the Storm was used, but it's Glaurung on Zeratul that falls first. Uther does have his life up. Redemption not ready quite yet, but he's in the front. Silo taking so much damage. Zuna looking to turn this into yet another takedown. Indestructible goes off, but he will fall here.
Buying time. That was insane. You know what that tells me? Cognitive has been playing around specifically with the bugged Dragonite explosion. The root, I'm sorry, it was on point. Like there was no other way to more precisely put that down. That's why they went to this battleground. They know how to make use of the Dragonite exploding.
It's such a weird bug too, and to be able to actually like consider that as something you can use to your advantage, that's some cool stuff. All right, Bruiser's picked up. Top keep is going to be pressured here if they don't defend it by that Bruiser camp, but Tempo looking to clean it up pretty quickly. We can see pinging everywhere on the map, all the mercs that do exist. Tempo's just going to back up and collect them. 23 to 23 at this point in time.
Still two Bruisers left on the battleground. We're going to see Tempo Storm taking the upper right one. This Glaurung and crew look to rotate down to the bottom side. We have Glaurung just now getting back up. Silal down for another 10 seconds.
All right, they're collecting them. This is going to put them in a really nice spot. Going in 27 seconds until those shrines spawn. They will just pick up the Giants. Bruisers are being collected here by Cognitive. Looking at the stats at this point in time, we can see 81k on the table for KOTS. That is a massive quantity of damage. 50k put out by Zeratul on the opposing side.
No surprise, KOTS post 16 really does shell out a massive amount of damage. Mercenary camps being taken for either side, trying to just gain a little bit of control of the map if they can. Shrines being occupied. Glaurung holding the top for Cognitive. KO to the bottom for Temple Storm. It's a very tense moment. With the keep being down, if Cognitive is able to take this dragon, it could mean GG. And that could be Temple Storm out of the event in 3rd place.
It could, but Tempo, they have Uther all alone right now. This is a very risky situation. He's getting collapsed on. The Judgment goes out. Glaurung in the front. They're trying to rotate up. Divine Shield has been used, but the Holy Ground buying time. Redemption is here, so even though he's buying all this time, the rest of the team is rotating up. He goes down. Flame Strike goes out. Uther still alive with this. Throwing out that Blessed Shield. Heroic for Heroic.
Oh, the rotation!
They're just collapsing on them. Beautiful Void Prison buying time for the rest of the team to get here. Glaurung is incredibly weak. He will end up falling. Uther still healing from the Ghost Form has respawned, and now it's a 5v4 with Tyrande falling. It was all an elaborate bait. Dreadnought making it work.
Yes, with that Redemption making full use of it. Both Shrines available for Temple Storm at this point in time with 2 heroes down. They have Mercenary Camps pushing at the bottom lane, already applying some pressure. It's Hospital and Iakona's job for the time being to stop this push to the Dragon. I don't know if they can.
They're going to just pick up the Dragonite and go for it. I don't see why not actually just opting to try to get this kill on Iacona. Seal the deal. Ice Block was used, and that's buying enough time for him to get away. The body blocks, but Soldier getting in the Dragonite. 33 seconds before Tyrande is back up. This is an incredibly tense moment.
This is so close to being game. They already have the wall down in the bottom keep. 20 seconds before their main initiator, along with Hospital and the Judgment. This is scary. This is a scary time for Cognitive in this game too. Look how fast that keep melts.
So fast. You see the positioning. Cleanse used immediately on Arthlon. Nicely done. They're just going for the core.
I think
the Dragonite is incredibly powerful. Without the 100 mark, they can't burn through it. It looks like game number 2 here is going to go to Temple Storm, bringing us to the rubber match.
An incredible game 1. Really awesome to see that late game performance from Cognitive.
Yeah.
The Dragonite, like the cleanses that were happening from Dread. Dread easily got the MVP of that game with the the bait in the top lane, the couple of cleanses that he had to make saves. Really well played all around from Temple Storm. They had the very, very strong early game. Cognitive really showing their mid to late game was very much there, and they almost had it. They were so close, so many points, taking that, and they would have just had a quick 2-0 victory, moved on to the grand finals, but not the case. Temple Storm saying, we're still in this. Yeah, we gave you guys game 1 based on the rules, but we're still here. We're going to march back through these grand finals. So we're going to get that set up without further delay. Stick around, guys. We'll be back in just a few.